Yeah. Welcome to ND Ready. My name is Mark, and I will be talking to you about hollow point versus ball ammo. Pretty much my opinion, why I carry hollow point ammo, and why I also carry some backup ball ammo. Now, generally, when I do carry whatever I carry, I always make sure that my firearm is loaded with hollow point ammo, which you can see here. Okay. Now, even for my home defense firearms, I make sure that they have hollow point ammo in them. Reason being, even though I live in a single family home, great neighborhood, but of course, you know, there are bad people all over, and sometimes people want to rig and still do whatever they do. But the last thing I would want is for either one of my children or my lady, or if I have a guest staying over, to be hit if they're on the other side of the wall, if something does happen. So, I make sure my magazine is loaded with hollow point. Now, on the way that I would attempt to not use hollow point is if either, number one, I ran out of hollow point ammo, or two, I think that a person may have some makeshift home defense style body armor on. You know, like if I popped them with a few standard 115 grain hollow points, or I had a plus P hollow point or something like that. You know, worst case scenario, whatever it may be, right? But ball ammo is going to penetrate and it's not going to mushroom. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed not to mushroom. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed not to double, triple negative there. Anyway, the point I'm making is it can mushroom, but you can't count it to mushroom, okay? Because it's not designed for that. It's made for plinking and stuff. Most hollow points are going to mushroom, even if they don't have the proper amount or the best expansion possible. They're going to expand some type of way, especially if they're shot out of a standard 4 or 5 inch barrel. But when shot out of a carbine, like this is my high point rifle, right? I have it set up for home defense with 10 round magazines. They work great, and you also need to make sure with the High Point 995 TS that you get a hollow point round similar to this Winchester that is tapered somewhat like a standard ball ammo, because I've noticed that the wider, like the thicker head, can't think the name of it, guys, sorry about that, but the hollow points that are kind of wide towards the front, they tend to get hung up. They get hung up on the feed ramp. So what I found was if I got ammo that closely resemble a ball, 115 grain or 124 grain ball ammo, if you can see there, that it tends to do better with feeding. I don't have any feeding issues. I do have feeding issues with ball and hollow point when it comes to using the 20 round magazine, so I feel a lot safer using the 10 round magazine. If your spring's a little weak, I got a trick that can help you out with that as well. You can take the magazine apart, clean it really good, take the spring and stretch it, and it'll put more tension. It'll put more tension on this I think it's, what is it called? The coupler, whatever it's called. Anyway, I digress, because I do that a lot, right? Get excited, digress. Now, if I think somebody's wearing cheap body armor or homemade body armor or something like that, right, or heavy clothing, then I may use hollow point. I may use standard ball ammo. I always keep backup ball mags just in case. But personally, I prefer hollow point. Now, I will tell you this: in the summer, spring, and fall, I tend to carry standard, 115 grain hollow points. And the reason I even do 115 grain is because 115, to me personally, has less recoil than like the 124 or like the 147 plus P, right? So, because if you're in a situation, you don't want it to be where, I did not want it to be where, even though I've trained, where that excessive recoil kind of throws me off, right? And then you got to think about your trajectory, your point of impact, point of aim. So if you practice 115 and with ball and you shoot the hollow point 115, chances are probably your bullets are probably going to land in a similar area, versus when I personally have shot in 115, 124, and I go to shooting like a plus P, like 147, the bullet tends to either raise up where its point of impact is based on your point of aim, or maybe it's a little off someplace. It depends on your firearm you're shooting, right? So I'm not the expert. I'm just going based off my personal experience. I'm shooting with either my Smith & Wesson VE9 or my what's my other carry firearm that I use? M&P, my M&P 9, my Shield, or my Zastava, the Russian style 1911, right? Those have been my experiences with those 9mm cartridges. But anyway, so that's personally what I do. And then also, the lower grain bullets tend to have a little less wear in the gun, and I noticed that there's not such a big of a freaking fireball at the barrel. So that's why I made my decision, and I carry these particular rounds, the Winchester ones, because they feed with no issues. Another thing too, you want to make sure you find an ammo that's not going to have any type of feeding issues. Some guns have tighter tolerances, like those super expensive, freaking awesome guns like the Colts and Kimbers, and certain firearms, they have tighter tolerances. So you want to make sure that round fits in your gun, because my father, but it says Ruger, P-Series Ruger, right? His Ruger would not take the cheap Mantech ammo. It just wouldn't load it. But when you use something like American Eagle, it fit perfectly. So that's something you need to be aware of too when you're carrying. I personally don't believe anybody should be carrying ball ammo if you're carrying out and about, because I don't want to hit an innocent bystander if somebody tries to attack me. But for each his own. Some people may say carry what your local police department carries. I think that's a good idea, but I was looking at one of Paul Haro videos, and he said he think that may not work in your favor. He said you may be looked at as a vigilante. Either way, use your own discretion. Please carry hollow points, because if you got to engage somebody, I would hate for you to hit some kid, or hate to hit a kid who just happens to be walking by. You kill or you stop the bad guy, but you injure somebody else in the process, and then you got another lawsuit in your hands. So that's my take on why I use hollow points, not only for home defense but also for concealed carry. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please put them in the comment box. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if there's any other content that you want to see, please let me know. If I missed anything, if I stumbled over something or said something wrong, please let me know. And if you guys can hear me, definitely give me a thumbs up in the comment section, because I want to make sure that I enunciate a little better and spoke up, so videos won't sound all that super crazy. So, or unable to hear me at all, right? You get what I'm saying? Exactly. So, again, that's my take. Carry hollow point. Now, in wintertime, I bump up to plus P. Heavier clothing, you never know. Hey, drugs, whatever it may be, that's when I use plus P. Also, to add on that, in my magazine, for when I'm carrying my 9, I have a magazine pouch that holds 2 mags. So my backup mag will be standard hollow point, and the third mag will probably be a plus P. It just anyway, you never know how it can go. I used to be one that would carry a backup firearm, but I think that's a little excessive. I think if you have one gun with a couple mags, you're probably good. Your pistol is just to pretty much get you to your long gun anyway, right? So I don't want to rely 100% on my pistol. I want to be able to get out of harm's way. If I got to fight my way through it or get out of it, great. And then get to my long gun so I can really get done what I need to get done if I need to engage. So that's just from the average shooter's perspective. So anyway, have a blessed evening. Thank you guys for giving me some time and watching. Prayerfully this was useful and kind of shed some light why I personally prefer using hollow point versus carrying ball ammo. Ball ammo is designed for practicing. Not to say it can't be used because for fighting, because military they use standard ball ammo, right? But different situations, different scenario when you're a civilian. Anyway, so have a great evening. Take care, guys. Thanks.